Want to get creeped out? Let's talk about the staircase ritual. The point of the staircase ritual is to detect or potentially confront supernatural or demonic entities that might be in your living space. The ritual is structured to create a series of symbolic barriers and tests, culminating in a confrontation with the unknown. The ritual blends elements of divination, protection, and psychological exploration. That being said, I do not suggest doing this ritual. There's a lot of steps to it. You don't really ever know what you're getting into with these types of things, and unless you are a well-versed practitioner in the occult, I don't suggest dipping your toes in. I really don't. If you don't know, by the way, my name is Megan. I'm the Queer Crypt from New Blood Universe, a paranormal production company, and I am currently creating a paranormal show with my best friend called The Curious Crypt. So make sure you're also following New Blood Universe. Thank you. So what do you do in this ritual? Well, it basically includes placing a bunch of symbolic items on a staircase. This includes water, fire, air, and personal belongings. These items may act as conduits or attractors for supernatural entities, allowing them to manifest or interact with the physical world. Throughout the ritual, the participant is encouraged to observe for any suspicious or concerning signs. This would be like unusual sounds, unusual movements, or feelings of unease. These observations serve as potential indicators of supernatural entities. It prompts the participant to remain vigilant and cautious. As the ritual progresses, the participant undergoes a series of confrontations with symbolic representation of supernatural forces. This includes, but is not limited to, burning photos, consuming offerings, and facing mirrors, which can be scary for some people, trust me. These confrontations may elicit responses from any present entities, and therefore might reveal their presence through subtle manifestations or disturbances. The ritual is suspenseful and psychologically intense. This may heighten the participant's sensitivity to their surroundings. Feelings of fear, discomfort, or anxiety could suggest the presence of some kind of supernatural energy. Of course, it could also just be caused by the intense psychological and suspenseful nature of the ritual. This is going to be a short summary of the instructions, and I'll probably do another video on the exact instructions if that's something you're interested in, because they do be long, okay? Really long. Thank you. The ritual begins in the evening hours. You need to have access to a staircase that has 12 to 13 stairs. It does say you can do this with a staircase that has up to 16 stairs, but no less than 11. And the landings do not count. They're not included. There is a bunch of items that you need to use for this ritual, such as a fan, dirt, water, a candle, pictures, dice, watches, food offerings that have to be animal byproducts, a mirror, ashes, dust bunnies, an insect, something from your body, salt, and a weapon. There are specific phrases that you need to recite as you place each object on each stair. You are to leave the items overnight, and if suspicious activity does occur, you are to abort the ritual, and there's instructions on how to do that. If no suspicious activity arises, the ritual is in effect until you complete the ritual. It also warns to avoid unnecessary trips up and down the stairs after nightfall. To complete the ritual, you are supposed to evacuate everybody else from your house, tell them to stay in a hotel for the night. So good luck doing that. If I was living with people and I was like, yeah, guys, I'm actually doing a ritual and you're gonna have to leave the house for the night, most people I know would be like, no. So good luck. You're supposed to start the completion of the ritual at the exact same time that you had started the ritual. You have to follow a series of actions on each stair, and each of them correspond to an hour. And then you basically wind up standing on that stair for an hour. It ends up being like 13 hours or something crazy. How about no? No, I would never. The final hour involves stepping onto the designated spot and awaiting confrontation with some type of supernatural entity, which is terrifying. After the ritual has been completed, you are to monitor your surroundings for further signs of supernatural activity. For safety purposes, please exercise caution with sharp objects, fire, and living insects. Thank you. The following items are what you are going to need to complete the ritual. So first things first, you need a staircase that is 12 to 13 steps. That's not including the landings. And it says you can do this with a staircase that is up to 16 steps, but not more and no less than 11. I would not risk it with 16 because I'm clumsy. And if I fell down 16 steps, I would probably break one or more bones, and I would rather not do that. But also I would never do this ritual because I don't know how to protect myself and I don't want to be possessed. Okay, thank you. You are also going to need a small portable fan that runs on battery power or something that you can charge. You're going to need a cup of water, a handful of dirt, a candle that won't burn out easily, and a lighter to light it with, a picture of your house or whatever stood on the plot of land of your house as far back as you can get, a picture of your house now, a pair of dice, 2 watches or small clocks, preferably analog, but if you have digital, that's okay, a food offering, which has to be an animal byproduct, a mirror, a handful of ash, a few dust bunnies, barf. That's gross. Ugh, I don't like that. An insect or another easily overpowered creature. And I don't like that. If you do this ritual, please just like use a mosquito or something. I don't know. No, I don't think that would work, but something weird like that. Not like cute bugs, not insects that we like. Use a tick maybe. I fucking hate ticks. You're also going to need to use something from your body, like clipping of your toenail or your fingernail, ew, a lock of your hair, saliva. And this is a major red flag, okay? Needing to use anything from your body, sketchy. Sketchy alert, don't do it. You're also going to need salt and a preferably something made of silver. To begin this ritual, you need to prepare the stairs. You want to pay attention to the exact time that you start this ritual, and preferably you want to start it in the late afternoon or early evening hours because this is going to wind up being long. You'll get it. If you have 12 or 13 steps, you're going to stand on the bottom landing. Otherwise, you're going to stand on the first step if you've got more than that, and then you are going to recite, "It is from here whenceforth I shall commence." Mouthful. Okay, mouthful. Now on the first step or second, if you're standing on the first, you're gonna, just follow it like that. Thank you. You're gonna place the fan and you're going to recite, "Here is the air that mortal breathes." On the second stair, you're gonna place the glass of water and recite, "Here is the water that mortal drinks." On the third step, you're going to place the handful of dirt. Try to spread it wide and recite, "Here is the earth on which mortal stands." On the fourth step, place the candle, but don't light it, and leave your lighter beside the candle. Recite, "Here is the fire that burns mortals' hands." On the fifth step, place the oldest photo you have of your house or of the land and recite, "Here is the time that has come to pass." On step number 6, you're going to place the photo of your house as it is now, and you're going to roll the dice on this step. And it says that you better hope that the dice doesn't roll a high number. As you roll the dice, you're going to recite, "Here is the present and the die are cast." On step number 7, you're going to place one of your watches and recite, "Here comes the future. The time ticks by now." On step number 8, you're going to place your food item and recite, "Here is the offering for devil's mouth." Do not suggest. Don't do it. But I'm telling you because I'm sharing knowledge. Don't sue me. On step number 9, you're going to place the mirror. You're going to recite, "Here is my image. In God's likeness, I trust." And it says you say this whether you're Christian or not, whether you're religious or not. I don't know. That's what you're supposed to say, okay? I don't make the rules. And it says when you say this, you got to say it with confidence, okay? You can't just be hesitant. You got to say it with a little zhuzh. You know what I mean? Okay. On stair number 10, you're going to place the ashes and the dust bunnies. Dirty stare. Don't like it. As you do that, you're going to recite, "Here is mortality, ashes and dust." On stair number 11, you are going to place your insect and make sure that it cannot get away. Again, I suggest a tick. I don't like ticks. They suck people's blood. They live a long time. Probably a good idea. Don't use something that we like. Spiders get mosquitoes. I know a lot of people don't like spiders, but they get mosquitoes. They get other bad bugs. So if you find a tick, okay? Thank you. The insect must be alive and you will recite, "Here is a life I present unto thee." On the 12th and final step, you're going to place the item from your body. As you do so, you're going to recite, "And here is the essence extracted from me." You are then going to step on the landing or on the final step. You're going to turn around and sprinkle salt in a line across the edge of the stair or landing. Recite simply, "No further than here."
So after you have completed leaving all of the objects on the stairs, you are going to leave them there now overnight. On this night, you should not experience anything supernatural or paranormal or alarming or concerning or whatever else. If you do experience anything that is alarming, then you are to encircle each item that you placed on the stairs in salt, and also place a circle of salt around each bed where someone will be sleeping that night in the house. You are to leave all of those things overnight and then remove the items in the morning. You need to destroy all of those items. However, if you get through the night without anything strange happening, you don't have any nightmares, and you sleep soundly until daybreak, then that means that the ritual is in effect and you can complete the ritual at any time. The ritual is supposed to stay in effect as long as all of the items stay on the stairs which you laid them on. None of the items can be moved from the stairs, and none of them can fall onto another stair or anything like that. Do not allow salt, dirt, ashes, the dust bunnies, anything like that to fall over onto another stair. If you must, when you did the first part of the ritual, you could keep it in a container when you place it on the step. The water that you placed on the step also must remain open to the air, so no putting a lid on it, but also make sure it doesn't spill. It states that if you have done this, you have banished any evil or bad supernatural entities to the first floor, and that they must get past the 12 curses you laid in order to get to you. The creator of the ritual then goes on to say that if any of the entities in the house didn't despise you before, that they definitely will now. It also states to avoid going up and down the stairs that these items were laid on after nightfall, because it allegedly weakens the curses. It also says that depending on the strength of the energy or demonic entity, that the curses might only hold it for a couple nights. As soon as you start to witness strange activity again, you should try to complete the ritual. This ritual also cannot be reinforced by repeating the ritual. So to complete the ritual, it states that you should evacuate everybody from your house for the night. They should go stay in a hotel for the night. You are then to stand in the exact place where you said, "It is from here whenceforth I shall commence." And you must do this at the exact same time that you originally started the ritual. That's why I said in the first part that you need to make sure you pay attention to what time it is when you begin. You are to make sure that you have your in hand, and you are to stand in that spot for the first hour. You must not move or be moved, and your feet must be planted in place. As soon as the first hour ends, you are to step onto the first stair. You are to turn the fan on, face it so that it is blowing across the stair, and stand there for an hour. You are not to look behind you, and you are to not move or be moved, and you have to have your feet planted very still. You then move on to the third stair, where you are going to drink that cup of water as quickly as possible, and then stay planted, standing, staring in front of you. Do not turn around for the third hour. When the third hour ends, you are to step onto the fourth step, which has the dirt laid out, and you should be standing on top of the dirt. If you did put the dirt into a container, dump it onto that fourth step before stepping onto the step. And you're going to stand there for an hour. Boring alert. When the fourth hour ends, you are going to step onto stair number 5, and you are going to light the candle that is on stair number 5. You can either stand beside the candle or hold it up in front of you. Again, under no circumstances this whole time are you to turn around or look behind you. You cannot move while you're on that stair. You need to stay perfectly still looking forward. When the 5th hour ends, you're going to step onto stair number 6. You are going to take the old photograph of your house or location and burn that photo, and you have to let it burn until you can no longer tell what the photo is or until it turns to ash. Don't burn yourself. Don't burn your house down. Don't do this at all. And then you have to, guess what? Stand there for an hour, not moving. Boring. Don't look behind you. You wouldn't want to anyways, because something terrifying is probably happening behind you. When the 6th hour ends, you are going to, guess what? Step onto stair number 7. Duh. And you're going to take the current photo of your house and you're going to rip it up. And you're going to take that picture and you're going to rip it as many times as the dice landed on, but you cannot let the picture fall apart. So that's why it said earlier in my other video, hopefully you don't get a really high number because that could be difficult. And then you stand there for another hour looking ahead, not doing anything. This is a long process. I would never. When the 7th hour ends, you are going to get onto stair number 8. You are going to turn the clock forward as many hours as the number of the dice. You get what I'm saying. If the number of the dice was 6 in total, you're going to move it forward 6 hours. If it was 12, you're going to move it forward 12 hours. If it was 14, you're going to move it forward 14 hours. Don't look behind you. Stand there for an hour, looking ahead. Don't move. Keep your feet planted where they are. You know the drill at this point. And your feet are probably super sore at this point, and you're probably tired, and you're probably thinking to yourself, why am I this stupid? Why did I do this? When you get to the next stair, that was the 8th hour, so we're on step number 9. You're gonna take a bite of the food that you left and swallow it. I don't know. Hopefully you pick something that doesn't go bad quickly, or you completed this ritual quickly, because barf. I don't fuck with old moldy food. That is something I do not do. I won't do. No. Oh, and then it says you have to eat it as if it's delicious, even if it's disgusting. So I hope you're a good actor. And you're going to stand there looking forward, looking ahead, not looking behind you, feet on the ground, blah, 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 boring. For an hour. Oh my God. I would have given up so quickly. When the 9th hour ends, you're going to step onto stair number 10. And this is when things might actually get a little interesting. I'm not sure if you recall, but there is a mirror on that step. So you are going to look into that mirror and stay looking into the mirror and standing there for an hour, and you cannot look away. You can't move no matter what you see in the mirror. What will you see in the mirror? I don't know. Could be something terrifying. Maybe some ghostly apparitions, maybe some demonic entities, or maybe you'll just start hallucinating because that happens when you look into a mirror in the dark for a long time. So no thanks. I'd rather not. When the 10th hour ends, you are then to smash the mirror onto the stair with the ashes and the dust. And then you're supposed to step onto that step. So again, I do not suggest doing this. Don't do it. Duh. Do I have to tell you guys that? You're also supposed to drop a little drop of red stuff. You know what I mean? Pomegranate juice onto the ashes and the dust bunnies. It has to be your own. Okay. Don't get weird. And don't do this. Okay. And then you stand there for an hour, looking straight ahead, bored out of your fucking mind. Pardon my French. Don't look behind you. Don't move. Keep your feet planted in the same place. We get it. When the 11th hour ends, you are going to step onto the 12th step, which has the insect on it. And it says you have to unalive the insect. I'm telling you, I hope you brought a tick because don't unalive cute, nice little insects. Okay. Ticks and mosquitoes are fine, but a mosquito would have already died. So take my advice. Take my advice and don't do this, actually. Sorry. But if you did, I hope you used a tick. And guess what? You're on hour number 12 of not looking behind you and standing there still and just standing there for another hour. You've been doing this for 12 hours now. I would never. Or 13. No, now it's going to be 13 now, right? I can't do math. No, what? Yes, 13. As the 13th hour ends, if you haven't fallen down the stairs and unalived yourself by accident by now, you have to step onto the step that has the thing from your body, like a piece of your toenail or a piece of your hair, and then you're supposed to swallow it. So gross. Specifically swallow it whole, and you're not allowed to wash it down with anything. Who makes these things up? Gross. And hour number 13, you are going to stand there for an hour. You're not going to look behind you. You're just going to stand there. Your feet are going to be planted oh so steadily. Probably not. You'll literally be shaking, potentially crying, but you're going to stand there and do nothing for an hour except maybe gag from the thing that you put in your mouth. When that last hour, that 13th hour has ended, you are going to go to the last place where you recited no further than here. It says to make sure you have your weapon in hand and to turn around and brace yourself for whatever's behind you. And do you know what I think will be behind you? A staircase that you've put through a lot. You put that staircase through a lot. It'll be a bit dirty. It'll have glass on it, potentially red stuff. Not the nicest staircase. You'll be really tired, probably really sore unless you're used to standing upright and not moving for, 13 to 14 hours all the time. I'm a lazy girl, so that's not my thing. And then you're going to potentially fall down the stairs. So don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do the ritual. Just come here to listen to the stories of people who are dumb enough to try this stuff. Live vicariously through them and learn the lessons that they wish they had known earlier, which is... everybody knows. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Anyways, if you didn't know, I am Megan, also known as the Queer Crypt from New Blood Universe, which is a paranormal production company that is making paranormal TV shows. I am making a paranormal TV show with my best friend, Danelle, and it's called The Curious Crypt. Make sure you're following us on all the socials so you don't miss out on anything. Stay spooky. Stay haunted. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.